At this part, we are going to find the primary directed angle of the angles here. We are going to start with 7,320, and I'm going to give two positive example to the negative example. Then I'm going to continue with the radians. So totally 8 questions we are going to solve at this part. 7,320 here. If you want to find the primary directed angle, you have to divide by 360 degrees. 7,320 divided by 360. This is the division method. You may use this one, or you may use 7,320 divided by 360. This method or this method you may use. There is no problem for me. Then the result is going to be equal to, here how many times we have 360 in 720, 2 times we have, that's going to be 720 exactly, it's going to be, and the result when you subtract 1, 2 and 1 is going to be, so there are 20 times 360 in 7,320, and the remainder is 120. This remainder is very important because the remainder it's going to be our primary directed angle. Primary angle. Actually, if you write this one again, if I write this one again, 7,320 degree is equal to, I'm writing the division algorithm, 120 plus 20 times 360 degree, it's going to be. This part, it's not important for us, and this part, the plus, the remainder exactly, this gives us the remainder, and remainder is giving us primary directed angle. If I choose another example for this one, like I want to choose another example like 1,200. 1,200. What is the primary directed angle of 1,200? The first operation that I have to do, I should divide by 360. Then when you divide by 360, it's going to be equal to, here 3 times we have in 1,200. The result, it's going to be 3 times 360, it's going to be 1,000. 3 times 6 is 80, so it's going to be 1,880, pardon, 1,080 it's going to be, and when you subtract that one, the remainder it's going to be again 120 is going to be 120 degree. So here also 120 degree is primary directed angle. So the remainder is our primary directed angle. If we do these operations for the negatives, like minus 7,320, minus 7,320, when you divide by 360, this time the answer is going to be minus 20 because you are dividing negatively, and when you multiply, it's going to be 7,200 here, and subtraction result, it's going to be equal to minus, here we have minus 120, it must be minus 120, but primary directed angle cannot be negative. So minus 120, if you remember from the previous question, the 120 was the primary directed angle, and it is positive one, and it must be primary directed angle must be between 0 degree and 360 degree, if you remember. So I need to add this one 360 degree, I need to add this one to 360 degree plus 360 degree to make the positive angle here, and that makes 240 degree. So this is the primary directed angle of 7,000 minus 7,320. What is the difference if we compare with the previous one? If we compare with this one, what is the difference between these two? If we compare for the negative angles, we are finding the remainder also negative. When you add that one to negative remainder 360, you are getting the primary directed angle. Also, I can choose another value for this one. Let's say minus 1,300. Minus 1,300, what is the primary directed angle of it? When you divide by 360 degree, if you remember, it was I think 3 times 360, it's going to be equal to 1080. And when you subtract this one now here, it's going to be equal to minus 220 degree. But minus 220 degree cannot be primary directed angle. I'm going to add this one 360 degree to find the positive one. This is the method. And 360 minus 220 plus 360, it's going to be equal to 140 degree. So 140 degree is the primary directed angle of minus 1,300. It's going to be